To the NFL we go for some required reading from our Dan Graziano this morning. He has his offseason overreactions over on ESPN.com, and he explains why it's now or never for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Here's the quote. With all of the other three teams in the AFC North in transition phases under new head coaches, the opportunity is there for the Bengals to return to the top of the division and compete for an AFC championship. If they do not, you're going to once again hear people on the outside wonder how long Burrow will want to be there. Good to be here. It's good to be Jordan Rogers there in the home office, Sandy Shores. We have Kimberly Martin here in studio. Kmart, let's start with you. Is it now or never for Joe Burrow and the Bengals?
Unfortunately for the Bengals and Joe Burrow, he's at a point where, just like Lamar, just like Josh Allen, the question isn't can they make the playoffs? It's when are you going to win a Super Bowl? Joe Burrow has obviously been to one. But also, Joe Burrow advocated for his head coach to keep his head coaching job, and he advocated before for his wide receivers to get paid all that money. So the question of how long does Joe Burrow want to be there, he sort of set the stage for this team to be what it is. So if they don't win it, my question is, when are they going to be able to?
As this team is presently constructed, Jordan Rogers, are the Bengals a Super Bowl contender?
I think they are this year. I think the question mark has always been defense, right? That's been their Achilles heel, and they addressed that in free agency. They went and got Dexter Lawrence, Jonathan Allen, Boye Mafe to address the defensive front, which had the worst pass rush win rate in the entire NFL last year. That was their problem. You know, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are going to put up points. Defense is where they have to improve, especially in that division. If you're going to just get to the playoffs and Zach Taylor's going to keep his job, which they have to, if they miss it for the fourth straight year, there's going to be some massive reconstruction across the board there. But it's got to start up front defensively against Aaron Rodgers, against Lamar Jackson. That's where they made the biggest change. And with a healthy Joe Burrow, they can absolutely get to a Super Bowl.
The defensive line is one thing. The offensive line is another, protecting Joe Burrow. But you mentioned Lamar Jackson off the top. Are the Bengals even the best team in their own division?
I would say the Ravens on paper have a better roster top to bottom. You can argue if you think Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Lamar, but top to bottom, Baltimore, the thing that keeps beating Baltimore is Baltimore.
Okay. Jordan, I saw you sort of championed the bit there for a second. What did you want to say?
Yeah, I think it's a dangerous division, right? If the Steelers are healthy wire to wire, they're going to be really tough, too, depending on how Aaron plays. Ravens, everyone's thinking, without John Harbaugh, do they take a step back? No, they're going to be healthy. They're going to be really good as well. So this division is a murderer's row, and that's where it starts for the Bengals.
It's a murderer's row of three. And then
really?
Cleveland, and then
no,
Cleveland.
Cleveland? That's crazy. That's crazy.
He goes, a trio. All right, let's go from the AFC North to the NFC North. Well, actually might be the murderer's row. Caleb Williams is entering his second season under Ben Johnson. Last year, his first-year head coach nearly got Williams to become the first 4,000-yard passer in franchise history. It's 2026. Just 58 yards shy. Bears tight end Colson Loveland, meanwhile, speaking about the mentality heading into the season.
Being the second year in the offense, everyone's a little more comfortable, moving a little bit faster, which is nice. But still got a long ways to go. Just trying to get the completion percentage up, be a little tighter, and then obviously win every game.
The completion percentage sort of balloon going up in the air got us thinking, because Loveland's talking about for Williams at 58%. That was 32nd out of 33 qualified quarterbacks, only ahead of rookie J.J. McCarthy. Now, despite the massive improvements that Williams made with Ben Johnson, his completion percentage was lower under him than in his rookie season. Kmart, what have been the biggest takeaways so far from the Bears offseason, completion percentage aside for now?
Well, boys, I can tell you, Caleb Williams is loving year 2 under Ben Johnson. The biggest reason, he doesn't feel like he's drowning like he was last year. And that's a quote from Caleb. He feels like he actually understands what's happening, which is scary because he was pretty scary last year on the field. I think when you look at him, confidence always sky high regardless of what's happening. But he just feels more comfortable. He's the leadership. When you talk to people in Chicago, it's always on par, even with his teammates. Even when he's hitting Luther Burden in practice for a 40-yard touchdown and Luther's in the end zone celebrating, Caleb was like, yo, get out of there, spike the ball. Like Caleb is taking that leadership on, and I think for Ben Johnson, he feels like as long as he and I are on the same page, the sky's the limit for our team. Jordan, how concerning is Caleb Williams' completion percentage going from year 1 to year 2?
Zero concern. I think it's extremely overrated. 2 reasons that his completion percentage dropped. The first year in a new system with Ben Johnson, you're always going to be a little less efficient. You're always going to be a little slower to pull the trigger at times. It's going to lead to a lower completion percentage. And the second thing is Ben Johnson in this offense wants to push the ball downfield. They take shots. They push the ball to the intermediate. As a rookie, his yards per attempt was 6.3. It was 33rd in the NFL. So, of course, his completion percent is going to be higher. And it's going to, again, take a jump this year 2 under Ben Johnson. And, look, I love the fact that Caleb Williams is getting a chance to use the arm talent. Now, Ben Johnson's going to have to do one thing. He's going to have to teach this young quarterback that you don't always have to hit a home run every single play. And one thing that offensive coordinators always said when I sat in the meeting room with them, a shot called doesn't mean a shot taken. Just because we have an aggressive play call doesn't mean you have to make an aggressive throw. And I think that will be where Caleb Williams takes the next step, because Jared Goff was able to almost lead the NFL under Ben Johnson in yards per attempt. I think he was second in 2024, but he was also second in completion percentage. So you can be efficient while being aggressive. That's the maturation that we'll see from Caleb Williams year 2.
Everything Jordan's saying is accurate. I think that's the hard thing for Caleb. The difficult, the tricky is what he loves and what he's so good at. But since his pro day, every team, every coach has wanted to see him do this simple. Just do this simple, and that can save you a lot.
The Bears going to repeat.
Tough.
It is.
It's tough for a quarterback that for his entire career, he's the most talented physically as an athlete and with his arm. He always wants to make the big play, and that's where Ben Johnson, it's more between the ears of teaching him, hey, that check down sometimes is your best friend. I'll call another shot. Don't worry. We'll get back to it, but give me 4 or 5 yards and we can move on.
Jordan, you have the Bears repeating in the NFC North?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think they repeat. I think the Lions are going to get better. Packers are going to get better. Vikings will be better. But I got the Lions or the Packers taking that one.
Ooh.
And Kimberly, you said it's hard for the Vikings to be worse. Is that what you said?
I definitely.
Is that what you?
No.
Yeah. I don't want to put words in your.
No, I didn't.
That was me who said
Listen, because I have to go to Minnesota, so no.
I'm joking.
I did not.
At least a little. How about a little health at the quarterback position in Minnesota? Jordan Rogers, we appreciate it. Kimberly Martin, we appreciate it. This week in Minneapolis.
Edition of NFL Live. Booger, how do you expect things to play out there in Minnesota with this quarterback competition?
I just wish somebody would come out and just be honest and say, you know what? Hey, the guy we had last year wasn't very good, so we brought in another guy that we think is better, and we hope that the other guy gets better, but until then, Kyler Murray is going to be our quarterback. I think we all would be very shocked and surprised if opening day rolled around and J.J. McCarthy was the starting quarterback. I think this is Kyler Murray's job to lose. I think the fact that Kyler Murray is there when he could have went other places lets you know that Kevin O'Connell and all the other guys want to work with Kyler Murray, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson. I think the quarterback, more than any other team just about in the National Football League, is going to unlock the entire offense in Minnesota. So I hear you, TJ. I love the politically correct answer, but I think everybody knows that Kyler Murray is going to be the quarterback in Minnesota opening day.
All right, next NFL Live segment needs to be just Booger responding to other people's comments. Like, this isn't what he actually meant. This is what he should have said. Because Boog's right, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Booger's 100% right. From the standpoint of T.J. Hawkinson said we have 2 really good quarterbacks, and the reality is no, they don't, because Kyler Murray would not be there. I think back to covering the Vikings last season, and Dan, you can attest to this. The big question around J.J. McCarthy is, like, he has talent, but everybody's kind of like wondering in the building, like, does he get it? Like, does he understand what it takes to be an NFL quarterback? And is he prepared to do the things you need to do beyond just showing up on game day? And I think the fact that Kyler Murray is even in the building, on the field, practicing with this roster shows you he's the guy, and that's who they want to be the guy, barring something catastrophic.
It is worth remembering, though, that the Arizona Cardinals are paying Kyler Murray $36 million to not play for them this year. It may not be like a perfect solution, but Boog, if you're right and he is the starter, then what is this team with Kyler Murray at quarterback? Are they a contender?
They are beyond a continue, because if they get good quarterback play, they can do things I think that Kevin O'Connell wants to do. They can push the football down the field. They can run the football. The offense becomes more explosive. They can be right up there with the Rams in Seattle as far as creativity and explosiveness from an offensive standpoint. We think we know what we're going to get out of this defense in Brian Flores. So if you put those 2 things together, we love to talk about the Rams and the 49ers and the Seahawks. Don't forget about the Vikings. If Kyler Murray plays, let's say he plays as good as he's played in his career, this is a Super Bowl team in Minnesota.
He's got the receivers for it.
He
Justin
does.
Jefferson,
He does.
Jordan Addison. They signed Juwan Jennings. So everything is good to go there. We have time for one more thing on NFL Live. And congratulations to the tight end university class of 2020. No. That's not.
I'm the only one who actually looks like she could be graduating right now. So
I don't understand what you're trying to say there. I'd like you to clarify that comment.